What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind official live stream for this NBA 9-game slate. Guys, cannot wait to break it down. Do not be alarmed. TJ will show up on that screen above me here. Give it about 10 more minutes. He's just now pulling into his apartment complex, so has to get his setup ready and everything. So it will be just me for the first 10 minutes, and then he will join us a little bit later on here, just about 10 minutes. So, we just got injury news about Jeremy Grant, so we'll be sure to be breaking that down. We have a lot of injury news throughout the NBA. Let's talk about some major ones here before we start off this live stream. We have some injury news here in Atlanta. Reddish, Bogdanovich, Dunn, and Hunter are all out for these guys. With the Spurs, everybody's out here. We have DeRozan, Gay, Johnson, Vassell, Weatherspoon, and also Derek White. We have some injury news here in Cleveland still that we have to be paying attention to. And then we already talked about Atlanta, but we're also pending injury news on John Collins, and then also with Detroit. So Blake Griffin, Killian Hayes, Okafor, and Delon Wright are all out for these guys. So now we have to pay attention to the Detroit Pistons. So it's going to be a mess here. So give me some time here. Wait for these minutes to update. Also with Boston, we have Kemba Walker out. That's another picture that we have to observe. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, guys. Let's start out with the Spurs chalk. We're going to wait for the Detroit Pistons minutes to come in. And then once we have that, we'll compute those values. Let me just make sure they didn't update already. Yeah, it's still showing Jeremy Grant at 35 minutes. That's not going to do us any good. Oh, they're just updated. Sadiq Bey, 30. Okay, so it did update. So actually, do you know what? Let me just go ahead and do that right now. Let me go ahead and do the Detroit value just to make sure that I have my priorities straight in terms of cash. Because it looks like Detroit's going to pop to the top here as soon as we start crunching values. Jeremy Grant. Blake Griffin. Hayes is out. Okafor, and right. Found them all. I just won the Top Shot pack, man. By the way, guys, I got a Top Shot pack from the drop we had earlier, 5,000. I got 2,000 in line, so you guys will be getting a Top Shot video here a little bit later on in the day. All right, let's take a look at this usage. This usage looks to be in a pretty good sample size. Nothing really too low. Josh Jackson, just like we expected, 1.13 fantasy points per minute. Let's go ahead and compute that. Josh Jackson projected 34 minutes. So 1.13 times 34 is 38. 38.42. This is against the Pelicans too, so not that bad of a matchup. Sadiq Bey, 0.86. He's going to probably beat Chalk. 37 minutes, really? That's a bit aggressive. Still like that. Mason Plumlee. What's he looking like? 1.16. 34. 39. Okay. And Saban Lee, our boy, 33 minutes. Holy cow. 33 minutes for Saban Lee. 1.11 fantasy points a minute. That's crazy. Times 33. All right. All right, we got our values here. I know what direction we're going. All right, so now that we have the Detroit value, let's go ahead and start with the chalk. The chalk is going to be with the Spurs. Spurs have everybody out, including DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, Derek White, Rudy Gay, Vassell, Weatherspoon. DeRozan's out for personal issues. Don't really get the reasoning behind that one. He's their best player, so he should be playing. So again, don't get that. We're seeing a bunch of usage boosts across the board, really, with all these players. DeJounte Murray, 7.4K. Let's actually go to the usage board. One of the top players here, 24.3% ownership, 1.1 fantasy points per minute. So DeJounte Murray is carrying a ton of ownership. He's going to be cash viable. It's just that he's going to carry the bulk of the ownership in this game. So I consider him one of the best cash plays here on the slate. 35 projected minutes, a 5.4 point per dollar value. But the value here with the Spurs is what's the most intriguing. We have Lonnie Walker at 3.7K. 61.5% ownership, just in an absolute smash spot, averaging 0.82 fantasy points per minute, and his usage rate is actually right below DeJounte Murray. So this is actually a great buy low candidate here. 37 projected minutes, so or 33 projected minutes and a 3.7K price tag. Definitely like him. He's a 7.3 point per dollar value. And then Patty Mills, a 4.3K price tag, projected at 30 minutes as well. So if you look at Patty Mills, 1.06 fantasy points per minute, actually has a higher usage rate than Lonnie Walker, so I do like him. Patty Mills, Lonnie Walker, and DeJounte Murray are going to be very, very obvious cash options tonight. We're looking at guys like Jakob Hurtel at 6.4K. Definitely not a cash option. I'd say he's more GPP, and his ownership does show that, under 1% ownership. Another good guy to be honing in on in terms of GPPs is going to be LaMarcus Aldridge, averaging 1.11 fantasy points per minute and projected at 26 minutes, a 5.1 point per dollar value. And then also Trey Lyles at 3.2K. Right now, he is technically cash viable at 32.6% ownership. The only thing that I don't like about him is his 23 minutes that he's projected at. So now with the Detroit value opening up, I do think that Trey Lyles' ownership is going to drop. But the obvious cash locks from the Spurs are going to be Lonnie Walker, Patty Mills, and also DeJounte Murray. Those are going to be the guys carrying the highest ownership for obvious reasons. And DeRozan's father passed away. I did not know that. Okay, it did not say that anywhere. Well, that would explain it. See, I thought the personal issues were like him trying to avoid the COVID scare, which would make sense too. For personal reasons. Okay, is that like an inside thing? Because I did not see that on the news. That's unfortunate. Now I feel bad for talking about him in a negative way. My boy, DeRozan. Okay, well, that's the reason DeMar DeRozan isn't playing, so we probably won't see him for a little bit, at least a couple games. That is unfortunate. Okay, so as we're sitting here, Cam Reddish did get ruled out. John Collins, still a game time decision. All right. The next bit of chalk is going to come from Atlanta once we hear the news on John Collins and also Detroit. So let's jump to Detroit. Detroit, Saben Lee, 33 minutes, 3.8K. He's been getting the point guard minutes. Let's take a look at the usage. You guys saw me punching them in here. When we go down the board here, Saben Lee, 1.11 fantasy points per minute, projected 33 minutes. So he's a 9.6 point per dollar value, has been absolutely smashing it. A great cash option, 22.5% ownership. Is probably the most obvious play now on the slate with Jeremy Grant out. In terms of value from this team, another great play is going to be Josh Jackson, averaging 1.13 fantasy points per minute and 34 projected minutes. Comes out to a 6.4 point per dollar value. And then also Mason Plumlee showing a 6.2 point per dollar value, projected right now at 39.44 minutes. Bleacher Report. Okay. I didn't see that Bleacher Report. And the rest of these guys are going to be GPP options. So Saben Lee and Josh Jackson are going to be looking to be chalk here from the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, these guys are going to be playing extreme minutes. We have Saben Lee at a discount and then Josh Jackson averaging 1.13 fantasy points per minute, which is just crazy. Especially for a 6K guy projected at 34 minutes. So those guys are definitely going to be some more chalk. So start your builds with the Spurs and Detroit as of right now, and then monitoring, obviously, the Atlanta Hawks. Need to make sure I'm not missing TJ's calls, because he will roast me. All right, going down the list. Let's take a look at Atlanta. So right now, with John Collins in the picture, there's still a lot of good plays. So Clint Capella being one of these guys. If we take a look at the board here, we take off Dunn, Bogdanovich, Reddish, and Hunter. It gives a huge usage boost here. The Trae Young, 35.7% usage and a 1.56 fantasy point per minute player. You put him into the mix, 36 projected minutes, 56.16 points, a 5.7 point per dollar value here. Going against Boston, Capella, another great option, a 6 point per dollar value, especially if John Collins does sit. So I have him projected right now at a 6 point per dollar value. Those guys are going to be good plays with the current injuries. Cam Reddish actually eats into these guys' usage a lot more than I thought. When I pulled back the board here, you guys can see it. A lot of these usage rates go up tremendously. John Collins is actually a great play if he does play. And then we talked about Trae Young. Like, all these guys get a nice little usage bump. Clint Capella all the way down here, 1.1% usage bump and a 0.12 fantasy point per minute bump. And that's in 185 minutes. So that's a good sample size for Clint Capella. So I really do like these guys in this Boston matchup. Clint Capella has a good matchup against Boston, projected 32 minutes. So love the matchup. Love the usage rates of these guys now. Is Tony Snell good value? No. Tony Snell is only averaging 0.56 fantasy points per minute. I guess you could plug and play him, but just a GPP option strictly because he's not a good fantasy point per minute player. He's strictly based on shooting, and this is going to be a lower over-under. So I'm definitely not going to sit here and recommend Tony Snell for cash. No, they're just GPPs for me. Yep, Reddish is out. Yep. All right, let's go over to the other side of the ball, because the other side of the ball is actually carrying a ton of ownership. You guys know that Kemba Walker was ruled out. Marcus Smart and Langford have been out for these guys. So there's a lot of intriguing options from the Boston Celtics. Primarily starting with their two superstars, we have Jason Tatum at a 5.8 point per dollar value. Probably my favorite pay-up option on the entire slate, a 9.2K price tag. And it's not because he does good, he doesn't bode well on their sheet. It's because he's in a very great matchup. And he's benefiting from the usage of Kemba Walker in this game. Also, Jaylen Brown does get a slight bump, 42.12 points, but I definitely like Jason Tatum a lot more. And just based on what he's been doing, it's a pace-up spot. Like I said, it's a very good matchup. So definitely like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for cash. I think they're both cash viable, but I do like Jason Tatum a little bit more. Also, Daniel Tice is showing well on the sheet, 28 projected minutes, averaging 0.8 fantasy points per minute. We have him projected pretty well here. And then also Tristan Thompson in 25 minutes. Does get a slight usage bump. Is actually the best value technically on the scene, but I do think he's more GPP viable. A lot of value here from the Boston Celtics in the pace-up spot, but I'm going to be preferring Jason Tatum and also Jaylen Brown for cash, that is. All right, let's refresh the page here and wait for the Detroit value to come in and wait for the ownership to get updated, because that's definitely going to shake up the slate. Right now, we're still waiting for that Detroit ownership to update. Yeah, it's still showing Jeremy Grant at 11.9% ownership, which definitely doesn't make sense. For anybody tuning in, we are still waiting for TJ. He is going to be a little bit late to the stream. Running a little bit late and ran into some traffic here. Nope, I think he's calling me now, actually. There he is. TJ, can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I just covered literally all the chalk, so.
Oh, perfect. Well, then I'm out. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Good luck tonight.
Yep.
With all that being said, let's cash. Can you see me?
I kind of want to get a second opinion. Unfortunately, we can see you. Yeah, we can see you.
Hold on. I don't have my. Can't see.
Oh,
No,
there
can.
You go. Now you can see.
Perfect. Now
You know
I can
what?
see. Hi,
Speaking
everybody.
of which.
Sorry I'm late. It's been a rough week for work.
Has it? Yeah, it's been busy for you, huh?
Yeesh.
I let them know about our Top Shot pack pool, or my Top Shot pack pool that will be opening tonight.
Yeah, don't act like I got one.
I'm
I had
sorry.
Amanda on the computer immediately. Still nothing.
Yeah.
No dice.
I'm sorry, TJ. I feel bad getting it almost. Like
No, you don't.
I no, I really do, because
Yeah, I should have heard Matt.
I've had such good luck.
So much better than everybody else. Like blah blah blah.
All right. Anyway, all right. Let's get back to the slate, TJ. So I'm assuming you've run the numbers. You saw the Detroit news, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeremy Grant.
So
Smell ya.
Right, yeah. So the Spurs are the most obvious choice on the slate. Before that news, we had guys like Lonnie Walker. I'm basically going to ask for a second opinion here. Lonnie Walker, Patrick Mills, I don't know why I said Patrick, Patty Mills, and DeJounte Murray. All great cash plays. TJ, are you locking them in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Lonnie
No more.
Walker, DeJounte, Patty Mills. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
There's nothing else to talk about.
How about Trey Lyles?
He's fringe. We've seen pop in the past, Matt, with guys like these, especially bigs. Like he'll give Lyles minutes, and then like the next game when he's in the same exact situation, he plays 4 minutes. So I'm a little bit iffy about the bigs, that being like Trey Lyles, Jakob Poeltl, Samanic's a guy that they picked up too. He's gonna get some run. He's coming from the G League. So outside, like you got Eubanks there too. So outside of like Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, and Patty Mills, I think that's kind of where I draw the line. Aldridge at 6K showing 10% ownership is somebody I really like in tournaments. And like, yeah, Matt, if you want to get to Trey Lyles at 3,200, like I think you can in cash. I just get worried about his minutes because we know how volatile Pop is. So I think your
Pop is, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
well,
so I think your safe bets are obviously going to be Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, and Patty Mills, all going to see 30+ minutes easy. So that's kind of who I want in my cash lineups. And again, if you're landing on Trey Lyles at 3,200, he is really cheap. It gives you some flexibility. I don't hate it, but I am a little bit nervous. Just like he's projected at 25 minutes. If he plays 25 minutes, of course, Trey Lyles for cash. All right, so 24 minutes, Matt. We'll take the middle there. If he plays 24 minutes starting, like, yeah, of course, then he's a cash play. But again, it's just pop. So
Yeah.
those three guys, 100% are locks. And then if you do want to land on Trey Lyles, I can definitely get behind it.
Okay. Yeah, because Trey Lyles is showing 32% ownership. So again, like you said, fringe, and we're gonna see what the ownership's gonna look like here from Detroit, which we'll move to now. Assuming that we're just kind of guessing about ownership, Saban Lee. I mean, it's Saban Lee chalk night, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Projected at 30 minutes right now. It actually went down from 33 to 30. So you guys saw that update live. Mr. Cashlock himself, Josh Jackson is next on the list, averaging 1.13 fantasy points per minute with the current injuries off the court. 32 projected minutes. What's your take on Josh Jackson? Also, Mason Plumlee doesn't show too bad on a sheet. Comparing them to the Spurs value.
You're 100% prioritizing the Spurs value over the Detroit value. That's that's just evident. Like there's no difference there between, or there's no differentiating. Like you want this. I don't even know what I'm saying, Matt, because you flustered me by even asking between the Detroit and Spurs.
It's not a comparison. Like I know. It's
yeah,
rhetorical.
There's no comparison there.
Yes.
So that's why I'm kind of pissed off now. Now I don't even want to answer the question. But no, Saban Lee actually, Matt, in a 72-minute sample size with all these guys off the floor. We got no Jeremy Grant tonight. Obviously, Blake Griffin is done. Killian Hayes, Okafor, and then DeLon Wright. We're looking at a guy at 3,800. You haven't projected at 30 minutes. I have 29, so I'm going to put it to 30. I think that's a fair number. He's a 1.4 fantasy point per minute, 34% usage rate. Now, I know most of that is over these last two games, if not all of it. But yeah, I obviously love him tonight in cash at 3,800. He's very cheap. Josh Jackson, a guy I was in love with last night. Didn't really overperform, but he hit value at 5,800. He went for 30 DraftKings points. But I do like him in the spot again tonight. I'd be interested to see if he starts, assuming he still continues to come off the bench. But if he starts, love him at 6K. Even if he comes off the bench, I think he plays 30 minutes. So those are my two favorite plays.
32 is what we had projected at. So
okay, so perfect. It's even better. So Saban Lee and Josh Jackson's going to shoot. That's the one thing you never have to be worried about him going out there,
especially without Jeremy Grant.
And putting up 4 shots. Like he's gonna shoot 15 plus times. You can just mark it down. So I obviously love him. If Mikhailuk starts again at 3,100, like he's interesting. Dumboya is the guy that looks like he's getting all the minutes at 3,100. He's projected at 30 minutes. Yeah, it scares the shit out of me. People are gonna ask him.
I have him at 23, so there's some
okay. I see 30, so I guess there's a little discrepancy there, which is fine. Yeah, so I think Saban Lee cash for sure. If you want to go to Josh Jackson, I think his ownership's going to pop up a little bit. And then I kind of want to see a starting lineup here from Detroit. Unfortunately, that doesn't start till 8, so we'll have to wait and see if we get it before.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to keep on talking because I've already talked about this. I'm not going to talk about it twice. So let's move on down the board. TJ, your Boston Celtics are without Kemba Walker tonight in a fantastic matchup, right? Jason Tatum looks very, very good on their sheet. Looks like one of my...
Does he? Because I don't think he does.
Oh, are you over the Celtics?
No, they just frustrate the hell out of me, man.
So yes, so you're not over them yet.
He's got no goddamn heart.
Who, Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Well, he's 19. He has some room to grow.
Just aggravating.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
But yeah, I mean, going up against Atlanta, they played Atlanta in a back-to-back. What was it, last week? He went for 50 and 55 respectively. No Kemba Walker, no Marcus Smart, obviously. He gets a 4% usage bump. He's a 1.49 fantasy point per minute, 35% total usage. We even pegged for 58.8 DraftKings points in what should be a competitive game against Atlanta. So yes, I obviously love Tatum tonight in cash at 9,200. I also do have interest in JB at 8,400. I like JB as a player now more than I do like Tatum because Tatum pisses me off. JB gets a 1.8% usage bump, 1.17 fantasy point per minute, 32.4% total usage, 44 DraftKings points is what we have him projected at. So I do like Tatum a little bit more, but I think you can go to either one of them. I think they're both going to carry some ownership for sure. And then Tristan Thompson's pretty interesting, Matt, at 4,500. Good matchup against Atlanta, obviously. 2.2% usage bump, 1.08 fantasy points per minute, almost 28 DraftKings points is what we haven't pegged for. But yeah, I think you're going to want one of Tatum or JB. I lean Tatum right now. But again, they're both going to play 38 minutes if this game's competitive. So I like either one there.
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely agree with you. Jason Tatum's my favorite pay-up option as of right now on the slate, benefiting without Kemba Walker. So no point guard interest whatsoever, TJ, huh?
No. It's too much of a crapshoot. I think the ball's going to be in Tatum and JB's hands. If you want to go to Pritchard as a tournament play, fine. But besides him, it's going to be in Tatum and JB's hands. So
well, this is going to be fun, TJ. We get to play the Celtics and the Spurs on the same slate, possibly in the same lineup. So that'll be fun. How cute. All right, looking over Atlanta, TJ. So Atlanta, we're still pending that John Collins news. We actually got that update as you were computing all the numbers.
Reddish.
He's still pending. We got the Reddish news though. The Reddish news is big. He's officially out, and that does shake up the slate still because Clint Capella, dude, he's projecting 33 minutes, 7.8K. Rates very well on their sheet. Same thing with Trae Young, 9.8K. That was a great call last night. I know he was one of your favorite GPP plays last night. Are those two cash viable? I feel like with their price tags, they are.
Yeah, he shot 9 of 27 last night against Cleveland. He still put up 56 draft.
Being aggressive.
So that's nice. Yeah, he had 12 apples, so that's good. In terms of cash, Matt, the one guy that I'm going to be looking at, like if John Collins is out, like sign me up for Capella at 7,800. That's way too cheap of a price tag. I even like him at 7,800, with or without John Collins going up against the Celtics, honestly. So I think you can land there, but I do have interest in somebody else that's in that same price range. But again, if you're landing on Capella and cash, I don't mind it. Trae Young, he's not really carrying the ownership.
No, he's not. Me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I almost died. There was a hair in my mouth again. He's not really carrying the ownership, so I don't really think going up and spending for him in cash is something that I'm going to be doing, but I do think it's viable if you want to. Again, I just don't know if that's where I'm going. I think Tatum's like my favorite spend up tonight. Like, I guess I do have interest in Trae Young. Obviously, like LeBron's in a tough matchup. Sabonis and Curry going up against each other. Like, I don't really like that over under. I think that could be a somewhat of a slower paced game. So yeah, I guess Trae Young, if you're landing there, I don't really know where I want to go in terms of studs after Tatum. It might be more of a mid-tier type night for me, maybe Capella, and then I have interest in somebody in Cleveland, obviously.
Okay. You're talking about Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't going to talk about Cleveland just with all this usage opening up for cash, but if you consider Jared Allen, which I do as well, cash viable, we can talk about him real quick. 5.4 point per dollar value, a 7.7K price tag, has been absolutely crushing it, and these guys have nobody to guard him. So yeah, he's just an obvious cash lock. Other than that, though, you considering anybody else from Cleveland? It's a good matchup.
No, it is a good matchup, but no, I mean, we talked about it on stream when Chicago played Houston. I was huge on Wendell Carter. He was one of my favorite tournament plays, and he went bananas. Thad Young, same thing. He was really aggressive in that game, and just played fantastic, obviously, against a team that has no big. So we're seeing that same exact situation tonight. Houston going up against Cleveland, going up against Jared Allen, like they have no chance to cover him. So I absolutely love him.
PJ Tucker doesn't have a chance tonight?
No. PJ Tucker and cash though, Matt. I absolutely love him. No, we hate PJ Tucker, obviously.
No,
but yeah, Jared Allen. Honestly, man, if John Collins is out, like I wouldn't be surprised if I have Jared Allen, Capella builds center in Utah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a great build to start. I'm looking at the ownership just to make sure I didn't miss any updates, and nothing yet on Detroit. So that's still up in the air, guys. We will give you live updates once that's updated. And just like that, TJ, we covered the slate. I made you rip through that because I had already talked about it. But let's move on to some GPP plays. I actually have a few that I want to talk about. First of all, the Chicago team is going to get completely overlooked. When you talked about Wendell Carter, he still looks very good on the sheet, 5.8K, averaging over a fantasy point per minute, projected right now at 30 minutes. So he's finally getting up to that minute that we expect him to play against Minnesota. It's a pace-up spot, a very good matchup. Zach LaVine, nobody's going to be touching him here at this 9.6K price tag. But TJ, what do we love? What do we love? Yeah, we love this all-star in close matchups. This is going to be a close matchup, high-paced game, 5.4 point per dollar value, and then Kobe White averaging over a fantasy point per minute as well, projected in 33 minutes. Love him for GPPs too. And then all my GPP plays were coming from that Atlanta matchup, but they are no longer. They're definitely going to be cash viable. Another guy I want to talk about, I saw this comment in the comment section. Why don't we talk about Sabonis being just all of his hopes and dreams crushed this year for the All-Star game. But they gave him a nice little price increase because of it, 10.5K. I think he deserves it. In a very good matchup, so Sabonis showing 9.5% ownership. He's power forward eligible, which makes him that much more intriguing. Brogdon also in an up-pace matchup, and then Miles Turner always rates well on the sheet. Another player that rates very well on the sheet, TJ McConnell. Love him here in this matchup, 5.5K. I got a price decrease if he does start again. Love him here in Golden State. So I'm going to be targeting Indiana and also Chicago for GPPs. Who are you thinking for GPPs? Are you going to these Pelicans? Or are you going to where are you going?
Yeah, so I guess I said that I thought that that Indiana Golden State game might be low scoring, but I'm starting to have second thoughts there. I do really like that matchup for Sabonis. Obviously,
you're good now.
You hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I do obviously like that matchup for Sabonis. going up against Looney and Wiseman at 10-5. So yeah, he could definitely be pissed off because he got snubbed. So I can get behind that in terms of tournaments, Matt. Cat at 9,700 going up against Chicago. That really intrigues me in terms of tournaments. He's only showing 7.5% ownership right now. So I do really like him. Gobert going up against the Lakers. Marc Gasol,
They're
like,
9-point favorite. Can we talk about that real quick?
They're the best team in the NBA.
They
right
are.
now.
Then that's
100%.
crazy to see against the defending champs. What's going on there?
You gotta take into consideration.
I know
we got
there's
no Schroeder.
AD.
We got
I
no
know
AD,
there's no Schroeder, but there's LeBron James. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So I really like Gobert in tournaments. Zion, like, who's gonna cover him in Detroit? Jeremy Grant was probably going to be up for the task, but he would have had no shot. That's who would have covered him. I don't know who is now. Is it going to be Demboya? Is that who they're going to put on? Sadiq Bey, like, God bless you, Sadiq Bey. He's welcome to the league, son. So good luck there. His price tag is coming up, obviously, Matt, at 8,800, but I do like him for tournaments. He's showing some lower ownership. Miles Turner at 6,100. That's way too cheap of a price tag going up against Golden State. You mentioned Wendell Carter. I agree with you there. There was somebody else that I wanted to talk about.
SGA?
In terms of tournament. SGA, I do like at 8,500, but there was somebody else.
Okay, that's another good one that I did not talk about yet.
Yeah, no, I do like that. Oh, Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter again, with no Reddish going up against the Celtics, who are terrible. I do like him at 5,400. I think that's very cheap, and he's showing virtually no ownership at 4%. Gallinari too, honestly, at 4,700. Like, I kind of like that. Somewhat lower minutes there. Probably going to play 24 to 26, but at 4,700, I can get behind him. Chris Paul, 7,700. I think there's a lot of good tournament plays tonight, Matt. So yeah, that's kind of where my head's at in terms of tournaments right now.
All right, let me pose another question, because this is just showing up on my board. Because now the more I think about this, TJ, there's so much value on the slate. It's going to force you to play some of these studs. So when we look at the top of the board here, we have LeBron James sitting at 10.9. We have Sabonis sitting at 10.5. Steph at 10. Trae Young 9.8. All great plays. Zach LaVine 9.6. Where are you?
Over Cat.
I did go over Cat. I'm sorry, Cat 9.7. Where are you putting your stud money tonight when you have to pay it for one of these guys?
Honestly, it might be Cat.
Over Trae Young?
It might be Cat. Yeah, it might be Cat against Chicago. I do really like that matchup. I like Trae Young at 9,800. If we're talking stud money, guys over 10K, I probably still have to go LeBron at 10.9. They have no Schroeder, they have no AD. Yeah, I understand they're going
in order to
Utah,
keep it close. It has to be LeBron.
Yeah, if they keep it close, it's going to fall on the shoulders of LeBron. Maybe KCP just banging some corner threes. But yeah, man, I kind of think Karl Anthony Towns, honestly, at 9,700 going up against Chicago might be my favorite spend up tonight.
I like all these guys, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just looking up and down. Probably the only guy I would avoid is probably Steph Curry. But even he's a good play for tournaments. For cash, though, I think the safe options, like you said, I think Cat's safe. I think LaVine is safe. I think Tatum is safe. Those are probably going to be my safest options. For cash. You're gonna have to pay up somewhere, right? So I'm gonna refresh one more time before we answer some questions here, TJ. And we still don't have. Why is Jeremy Grant still showing 12% ownership? That's not true. Okay,
is it not working for you?
I
can see if I have anything here for Detroit.
Okay, let's get to some questions here. Oh, we have quite a bit of questions. All right, we have a GPP lineup from Annoying Dreamer. What a username. Mills, LaVine, Walker, Sabonis, Towns, Pritchard, Wendler, Lee. That's very contrarian. I don't mind. I'm not a fan of Wendler. I wasn't a fan of him the other night, and he didn't do well. Pritchard's probably the only guy. Yeah, it's not bad. I would switch up Pritchard and Wendler. But those are the only two guys I don't like. What do you think about this for a cash small GPP lineup for the Express slate for FanDuel? Wow, you're limiting me a lot there. Murray, Mills, SGA, Lonnie Walker, Ingram, Sadiq Bey, LaMarcus Aldridge, Zion, Cat. Love those guys. So for the Express slate over there, hopefully the salary is similar, because I do like that. Could you go with the 3 Pistons in the lineup? Yeah, I think you could. I probably wouldn't go that direction in cash, but I think in GPP you definitely could. What's DeJounte Murray's ownership looking like for you? RotoWire NBA lineup optimizer. He's at 4.54. Yeah, that's wrong. DeJounte Murray's going to be very high owned.
I got him 53%. Yeah, he's probably going to be the
49 for me. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Matt, I think I just found the chalk build, and it took me 2 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. Levine, Carmelo, Kimber. Oh, you're talking about Top Shot. All right. Well, hey, I'll ask the question, or I'll post a comment in here. He got a Levine, Carmelo, and Kem Birch pack worth $200. Congrats, man. That is awesome.
Levine, nice.
Yeah,
Good
Levine's
pull.
a great pull.
Great pull.
Is SGA at $7,500 on FanDuel just too cheap to pass up? Yeah, SGA $7,500. Yeah, sign me up. That's a great play. All right, that's all I have, TJ.
Okay. I love when you just go quiet and I'm just like, is he done?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Is he done? Josh Jackson, chalk incoming because granted, I think Josh Jackson is going to carry some ownership now. You guys were early today. Yeah, Smitty, that's because Matt didn't wait for me dragging ass. So that's probably why. We're going to line up from Nick. We have Lee, Mills, Walker, Tatum, Allen, Murray, Jackson, and Capella. That is my lineup. Okay, look at that, Nick. Okay, that's literally what I just entered because I was like, wait a second, that looks so familiar. That's legit what I just entered. It's just like, do you want to go Cat over one of Allen and Capella? But yeah, I really like that lineup.
So we're either going to get a lot of views tomorrow or none at all because you're all taking the exact same lineup from the same advice.
Got a lot today then. Yeah. I just want a Top Shots pack, man. Zach, join the club. I agree, man. I'm right there with you. I don't think Josh Jackson will be chalked because of the price tag, but for sure going to get in. Okay, Blake, I like that. Capella or Allen? Honestly, dude, what? I mean, I want both. That's my answer. I want both. I'll tell you right now, I'm probably going to be rostering both of these guys, especially if John Collins is out. If John Collins is out, you can lock it in. I'll have Capella in my center, and I'll have Jared Allen in my util. That's exactly what I'll be doing, especially if John Collins is out, like I said. Kills me they don't announce it. Just took a 45-minute work from break. Yeah, Sargon, that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
I need to update Super Draft.
It was DeRozan's father that passed away.
I saw that. Happened. Yep, I didn't even know that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, thoughts and prayers to the DeRozan family. That sucks. Ooh, Matt.
What?
Goran Dragic is back. Hold on. I need to do something real quick. Excuse me.
Dragic is playing and Heroes out, so that's cool.
Heroes out. I need to. Can you look at the questions real quick because I need to pick up. No, somebody just dropped Dragic in season long. I need 2 seconds.
Okay.
ESPN's not working.
Okay. I was updating Super Draft, so give me 2 seconds, TJ, and then I will get to the questions here. Give us 2 seconds, guys.
Let's just be wicked, awkward, and quiet right now, and we won't say anything.
All right, and just stare at the screen.
People will pretend like, yeah, I got to pick up Dragic real quick, though, because the fact that he's not on a team right now. Who do I drop, guys? Do I drop Darius Baisley? Because I think that's who I'm going to drop, honestly. Picked up Lonnie Walker for tonight. That's good. Or do I drop Diallo?
You're still talking, even though you said you were going to be awkward.
I know, I'm annoying. I'm going to drop Baisley. Actually, should I drop Dennis Smith Jr.? I'm dropping
Baisley's a good player, I thought.
Yeah, I'm dropping Dennis Smith. No, Baisley sucks. The fact that I just picked up Dragic in season long, that's amazing. Okay, man.
Hold up.
Wait, now
hold up. Over there on Super Draft, TJ, we got Saban Lee with a 2 times multiplier tonight.
Is he really?
Yeah, and he's projected very well in their sheet. On Super Draft, we haven't projected the score. It's 73.26 points. I don't know if that's going to happen, but hey, we have that's a very good multiplier. 2 times. Josh Jackson, 1.65 times multiplier, TJ. I know you love to hear that. 63.39. Mason Plumlee also has a good multiplier, actually, and he's power forward eligible. 1.6 times value, 63.1 points. Dude, all these Detroit guys, holy... Sadiq Bey, 1.8 times multiplier, 57.28. Is this a small slate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's only 6 games. That explains that. And then LeBron James doesn't have a multiplier. Patrick Mills has a 1.8 times multiplier. Devin Booker, I don't know about him. DeJounte Murray has a 1.35 times multiplier. So that's another good one. I just named like 10 guys. You guys can make a lineup with that. That's a great Super Draft board. Love that.
Love it. Capella or Allen, like we talked about, I'm going to have both in there most likely as long as John Collins is out. I still like Capella with John Collins even playing. Can we talk about Sabonis? We talked about Sabonis.
Jaden 2K. Why were all your messages deleted?
Zion. Give me Tatum. None for GPP if only Hero is out. Yeah, Danny, so Hero's out. Dragic is playing. I'm assuming Dragic is going to be on a minute restriction, but I still do like none as a tournament play. I had Wendell Carter and Cat initially, but am happy with Allen and Capella. I like that, Mark. Honestly, I don't hate Cat and Wendell Carter either. Miles Turner or Wendell Carter? Ooh.
Wendell Carter.
I think I say Miles Turner. Wendell Carter was my dude last night, though. excuse me, 2 nights ago. I think I said Miles Turner, but I like them both. Just wanted to say, really appreciate you guys. Oh, thank you, Shamar.
Appreciate that.
Hey, happy birthday, man. Shamar's birthday today.
Nice.
Matt.
Happy birthday,
Shamar. Enjoy it. Yeah, let's hopefully you make some money tonight, my dude. We got a DK lineup from Mark. We have Saban Lee, Mills, Josh Jackson, Tatum, Wendell Carter, Murray, Lonnie Walker, and Cat. I like that. Again, I think you're between Wendell Carter and Cat and Allen and Capella. So I think either one works, honestly. Prince, if he plays GPP's, is he on a min restriction? I don't think Teron Prince is on a minute restriction tonight. I haven't seen anything, and I know he is playing. So I don't mind him for tournaments as long as we don't see any news that he is on a minute restriction. So just keep an eye out on that.
They're projecting him like he is going to be on one. That's the only thing.
Okay.
24.
Dumboya, is he? Okay. So yeah, if he's on a minute restriction, I don't like him. Dumboya playing out. Look, if Dumboya starts and you want to take the chance, fine. I'm not going to do it. I don't trust him. He could play 30 minutes, but again, I'm not going to go there. He might carry a little bit of ownership too, but no, thank you. Hey guys, what is the name of this fantasy basketball game? DraftKings,
Jock Market, FanDuel, all the above.
That. What about LeBron? Juju, I think you can go to LeBron at tournaments. I just don't know if I'm going to go there tonight in cash. We have a tourney lineup from Blake. We have Saban Lee, Jaylen Brown, Josh Jackson, Herter, Trae Young, Aldridge, Turner, Mills, and Trae Young. I feel like I named 2 guys twice. No, I didn't. Herter. You have Trae, Blake. You have Trae in there twice. You got Herter,
he wants to play him twice.
Aldridge, Turner, Mills, Trae. Yeah, if you
the
can get Trae on twice in there. Sabonis or Trae? Give me Trae. The Celtics suck. We all found what'd you guys find, Hudson? Oh, my lineup? I don't know what you guys are talking about. If it's my lineup, then yeah. It's pretty obvious tonight, I feel like. We got a cash lineup from Dave, Matt, and FanDuel. We have Mills, Murray, Clarkson, Josh Jackson, Ingram, Mikal Bridges, Tatum, Zion, and Ayton. That's too many Suns for me. I have
to see the price tags. That's very contrarian.
Young or Tatum said Jinwoo. I like Tatum. We got a lineup from what? Saban Lee, Mills, Walker, Patrick Williams, Towns, Trae Young, Josh Jackson, and Murray. I like that. Lyle's a good play. Yeah, Jake, we talked about that. If he starts, I think you can go there at 3,200. I just don't trust the minutes. You just can't do it with Pop. All those bigs, man, you can't trust it. What do you think about Sarge? I don't really have any interest. Not in the Suns tonight. Hero out, Rogerson. Yes, thank you. No Hero. Go. Yes to Drew. Okay. Tourney lineup from Snags, Matt. We got Garland, Mills, Booker, Jackson, Hart, Beasley, Sabonis, Zion, and Allen. That's very contrarian. Very contrarian. We got a lineup from Jake. We have Lee, Walker, Murray, Jackson, Sabonis, Lyles, Towns, and Allen. I like that. Sano said drop Beasley easy. Sorry, Sano. I didn't drop him. I kept him. I probably should have dropped him. He's trash. I'll end up dropping him probably tomorrow. Remember that time you said PJ Tucker was a good cash play? Yes, J3. We do.
He's a great cash play all the time.
Always a good cash play. You're not gonna let us live that down, are you? He sucks. Is that what you wanted us to say? We suck. Is that what you wanted?
Okay.
What else do we have? Happy B-Day, said Sano. Thank you, Sano. It's not my B-Day, so I know you're talking about Shamar's B-Day, but thank you, Sano. I appreciate it. A little early. We got a lineup from Zach, a tourney lineup. We have Saban Lee, Mills, Walker, Tatum, Capella, CP3, Bay, and Allen. I like that. I like Bay as a sneaky tournament play tonight. Is Butler a good pickup for like tonight for DraftKings or good for FanDuel GPP? Yeah, I think you can do that tonight in FanDuel GPPs.
Somebody asked in the chat what's some good jock market buys. John Collins is very, very low right now, and if he doesn't play, then you get your money back. So I think 44 for John Collins, 28.47 fantasy points is what they haven't projected at. No way, he scores way over that. So definitely mispriced over there on jock market. That's probably my favorite play after looking at the board. Patty Mills is very low. Right now he's only projected at 21 points, so that's stupid. Hammer the over. LaMarcus Aldridge is also only projected at 24 points. That's
wow, right?
Yeah, he's undervalued over there too. So those are 3 of my favorite jock market plays after looking at it for about 10 minutes.
Job, Matt. Is that what you were doing?
That's what I was doing. I was actually doing that.
When Matt really hones in on something.
Hey, those are some good plays, weren't they though?
Let's see. Popovich might play 20 minutes tonight. Said Sano. I like that. How many Spurs would you lock in? 2 or more? I think you at least need 3 of them in cash.
I think you could get away with 2, but 3 is recommended. The 3 are Lonnie Walker, Patrick Mills, and DeJounte Murray.
Is it bad to play this chalk lineup?
What?
For small GPPs, you want to play some chalk, right? Yeah, Hudson, if you're playing like a really small GPP tournament with 30 or less people, like I think you can confidently enter in a cash lineup. Anything more than that, maybe get different in one spot.
Interesting.
But I really don't think what.
We got some ownership updates. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I really don't think in those really small GPPs you have to get too different. I normally just enter in my cash lineup. Again, if it's like around 100 people, I like to get different in a couple positions just to try and differentiate myself. But I think if you're playing really small GPPs, obviously it depends. I don't think you have to get too different. But again, if you're playing something around 100 players or 100-person contest, I think getting different in at least 1 or 2 spots is a good threshold. I think that's what you want to do there. At least 2 positions.
All right, we have some ownership updates. Patrick Mills, Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, guys, lock them in. That's your core for the Spurs, okay? But outside of that, Trey Lyles is still showing high ownership, TJ. Saben Lee, obviously. I think Saben Lee is probably our favorite play on the slate. Jason Tatum, he's mine, and at least he shows that good on our sheet.
Patty Mills or Lonnie Walker?
Oh, I like them, but I like Saben Lee more, especially without Jeremy Grant now. Okay. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are still showing very high ownership as expected, but one guy that's not going up as much as we thought, TJ, but he's still cash viable, Josh Jackson. 15% ownership right now. Clint Capella's not up there at 14.5. Jarrett Allen is higher than both Capella and Josh Jackson right now at $7,700. So that is what the board looks like as of right now. So Detroit guys aren't a priority. Definitely good for cash fillers with maybe the exception of Saben Lee. I think he's going to be your cash lock. And I'm kind of jumping ahead, but.
I'll say. Jeff Teague revenge. Jeff Teague doesn't. No. Jeff Teague's terrible. Sorry, AJ. I didn't mean to be crass, but he's brutal. Pat Williams or Mills? Mills for cash, definitely. Mike Conley, okay for cash, not tonight. John Wall, if Oladipo sits for tournaments. Yeah, if Oladipo sits, you want to go John Wall in tournaments against Cleveland. I like that. He's not going to carry ownership. Rozier or CP3? I kind of think I like CP3, honestly. Yeah,
CP3 is playing in his first All-Star game, this upcoming All-Star game.
How many fantasy points is Lee projected
That was a joke. Okay.
Yeah, I know, Matt.
Okay.
I ignored you because I hate sometimes when you try to be funny and you're so stupid.
That was kind of rude.
I know, I'm just kidding. I love you. I think you're hilarious. How many fantasy points is Lee projected at? Matt, what do you have, Matt? Like 97, I think? Or is it 98?
Wait, for what?
Saben Lee, how many
points?
Yeah, is it 98 or 97?
Yeah, about 97 points.
All right. No, we have him what?
36.63 is what I have him at right now.
Yeah, so just super aggressive and crazy. How old is Tatum? Tatum is 12 years old. Lee or Mills?
It's not true. He's 19.
Cash, you want both.
Come
on. Excuse me. Did you do the core yet? Not yet, Thugger. We'll do that. Honestly,
we're going to do that in a minute. Yep, I'm going to answer some last-minute questions on our Discord real quick. FanDuel, single entry, Lee, Young, Walker, Jackson, Bay, Sabonis, PJ Washington, Allen, and that's single entry. I don't know if that's a GPP or cash. It's definitely more GPP. Any love for John Wall? Yeah, we just talked about that. I think John Wall is not a bad GPP option. Can you play Tatum and Brown together in cash? Absolutely. Worked a couple of nights ago. Yep, and the reason is because this is a very good matchup for them. 223.5 is a little bit lower than I like it, and the Celtics suck. Sure, yeah. Both teams suck.
Players, but they suck. So yeah, it's a whole thing.
All right, let's go ahead and give the cash score. I kind of gave mine a little bit already, TJ. So let's start out with you.
My core, it's going to be one of Tatum and JB. I think I prefer Tatum tonight, just in terms of the sheet and what it shows. But I think both guys are cash viable. And then it's going to be the 3 guys from the Spurs. It's going to be DeJounte Murray, Patty Mills, and Lonnie Walker. Okay. So really, really bland, not too exciting, but those are the plays. And I know Matt's going to have the same exact thing, but he's going to have Saben Lee in there
instead of Tatum.
Probably instead of Tatum. Okay.
Yeah,
so yeah, those 5 guys all cash viable though.
Yeah, okay. Well, then that's our combined cash core right there. There's those 5 players: Patrick Mills, Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, Saben Lee, Tatum. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. With all that being said, let's cash.
Love you guys.